Hello, everyone, once again. I see that more and more people are joining our today's session on what's new in the Dynamics 365 Business Central 2025 Wave 2. And my name is Thomas. I'm working here at Simplanova, and today's our guest, Stefano Demiliani, will share a little bit more about the latest news from Microsoft and what new we are going to have within the new version. Uh, Before we'll start the session, I just would like to remind for all of the attendees that within a matter of day or two, we will send you the recordings of the session. So you would, you could share the knowledge with a team of yours, or so you could save all the important information for you as well. Uh, by the end of the session, we will have some time for questions and answers. So you can leave within the Q&A part all the questions. You can write them down. Even during the session, you can write those questions. We will answer within the end. Don't write anything within the chat. It would be great that you could leave all the questions in the Q&A part. And if you will have in general any questions regarding the session or you missed something, don't hesitate to contact sales at simplanova.com for other inquiries. So to begin the session, maybe shortly I'll introduce Simplanova, who we are and what we do before we'll start the main session. So Simplanova started operations back in 2013 with one goal at that time to help partners to solve the challenge while doing the migrations from the classic versions to the RTC. So we've noticed that it would be great to have a team of experts who would have all the best practices, how to handle those upgrades and how to support partners. So we started those operations, and of course, we noticed that it's not enough to have only the great team of experts in the field. There are plenty of plenty of things which we should automate. So we started to build some tools that would allow us, to work more efficiently, in more efficient with the upgrades. And of course, we saw that upgrades is not enough for our partners. Usually after the upgrade, there are some parts which should be either re-implemented or they need some additional support, etc. So we started building another one team who could help partners after the upgrade. And that's how we joined the market. And everything was smooth and simple. And we thought that we have already solved all the issues and challenges. But time goes by, and of course, Microsoft is changing. It's changing a lot right now, as you know. Uh, they are launching every new version within each 6 months. And back in 2018, they have added additional change. So they've switched from CL to AL and started Business Central versions. And once again, we tried to be the pioneers in this field as well. Jumped in, tried to do the initial upgrades while doing the conversion from CL to AL, which was pretty challenging. And of course, at the same time, we noticed that once again, it's not enough just to have experts. We need to have some tools that would allow us to be more efficient in the field. So we created Simplanova's AL tool that helps to handle migrations. Well, that helps to handle actually the errors that you might get after conversion with TXT to AL tool. So that's really an efficient thing for the developers who are working with upgrades. So we are using that, of course, internally in-house, and our partners, they are using for their own projects as well. And due to the fact that we were pretty successful in the field, we've been also recognized by Microsoft, and that's how we became also an official Microsoft Development Center and Modernization Center at the same time. And here are some numbers. So with our tools and services, we've managed to save more than 125,000 hours for all the projects that we've been involved already. So we have successfully completed with our partners more than 600 projects, helped for more than 260 partners, basically all over the world. So currently we have 41 countries around the world. So if you see that you would like to have some support regarding the tools, or in general, that Simplanova's team could share the best practices on how to handle migrations from classic versions, from RTC versions to the latest Business Central on-prem or on cloud, or even how to apply for some of the incentives. So, you could make those upgrade sales easier for the end customers. We could help you here also. And if you will have any questions or inquiries regarding the tools, the services, or just consultancy, just contact sales@simplanova.com, or you can visit our website, simplanova.com, and leave an inquiry straight away right there. And without any more discussions from my side, I would like to give a word for our main presenter, Stefano. I'll stop sharing my slides.
Thanks a lot, Thomas, and welcome to the lots of attendees that I can see this afternoon online. I will start immediately sharing my screen. And as usual, we will start presenting the news that in this Dynamics 365 Business Central 2025 Wave 2 release. Before starting, as usual, we have grouped all the topics in this release into the usual four main topics. So the format is the same as on every measure released. So we have divided the topics in administration part, in the application and reporting area, in the AI features, and in the developer oriented area. Before starting, I want to start with a bit of disclaimer. So 2025 Wave 2 release, or version 27, as probably is most commonly meant. It's a work in progress release at the moment. So don't expect that everything will be released on 1st of October. But some of the features that I will talk about in this presentation will be released in the next months during the wave. So we probably some of these features we can only just present and we cannot go in more in depth at the current stage, simply because they are not yet ready to be released. But let's start with the service and administration part. In every wave, Microsoft is working heavily on the service and administration part of the tenants, especially and to guarantee to customer that the tenant will be always more reliable, always more performant, and so on. So there are some improvements under the hood that are totally aware to the customer and the partner. But there are also some improvements that are extremely important for the partner. And the first improvement that I want to mention is the possibility now, starting from immediately, so starting from now, the possibility to update the sandbox environments to a preview version. So now, before Business Central 2027, if you want to test a preview release, you know that 1 month before the preview release, Microsoft will permit you to test the preview features by creating a new sandbox and selecting the current public preview version. Problem of that is that this is a brand new environment, so with Kronos data and not with your real world data or your real world extensions. Now it's now possible to update one of your sandbox environments to the public preview release. So this is extremely important because it will permit you to test your custom Business Central feature or standard Business Central features with your own data and with your own installed extensions. To do that is very easy. Just go into the sandbox environment that you want to upgrade and select the currently public preview as the target version. So just to show that in a real environment, you simply can go select one of your sandbox environment, and then you can see that here the latest available version is the 27 preview. I'm currently are in 26.4, and instead of creating if I want to test this new preview version, instead of creating a brand new environment, I can simply go on here and I can select the public preview as for upgrading my sandbox, and then I can set the update date. So very easy. I can upgrade this sandbox to the public preview and test the public preview with my own data, with my own extensions, without creating an environment from scratch. When doing that, there are some limitations to be aware of. First of all, the limitation is the first limitation is that sorry, I missed one slide here. The first limitation is that if you upgrade a sandbox environment to the public preview, this new environment will become exactly like a public preview version created environment. So you cannot upgrade automatically to the new version, but it will also be automatically deleted when the preview period ends. So it's recommended, if you want to test the public preview version with your own data, with your own environment, just create a new sandbox. So just create another sandbox here as a copy of a current sandbox, for example, and then upgrade this sandbox to the public preview in order to accept the deletion of data when the public review period ends. Because if you upgrade to the public review, this public review sandbox like this will not be upgraded by Microsoft, but it will expire, simply expire. And this also occurs also for upgraded sandbox. So it's extremely important. But this is an important step in order to test a preview version before going into production. In the administration part, another important administration part that I want to mention is Microsoft will plan to introduce a connector for handling administration tasks outside the admin center. So the plans are to introduce a new connector, new Power Platform connector, or MCP connector for Business Central, Admin Center APIs in order to be able to automate environment tasks like creating environments, scoping environments, or scheduling environment updates easily, also from external applications. The availability of this is planned not before November, so more information about that will come. And if you are interested on managing environment at scale, I want to mention that together with Duilio at the next Direction Seminar, we will present some advanced features to managing environments at scale. So let's move to the application part. Microsoft has also improved Business Center in many application areas. More of that, many of that are small improvements, but that makes the product more rich and more modern. The first thing that I want to mention in the application part is one of the two features that in this release I'm personally proud of. If you remember, someone of you maybe remember that 2 years ago, Microsoft started an hackathon, AI hackathon for Business Central, and myself together with Dimitri and Jeremy Visca, we added to the product a features for performing semantic search inside Business Central. Semantic search means something like a Google inside Business Central. So you type not the exact keyword that you want to search, but you create a phrase, a sentence, and then the semantic search goes into data, search your data for the semantic meaning of that word. Microsoft has achieved our idea and together implemented this idea. And now in Business Central 27, this idea is coming. So Business Central 27 adds a feature called Advanced Tell Me, the preview of Advanced Tell Me, that it's disabled by default, as usual, but you can enable if you want. So first of all, go into feature management and enable this feature. When you enable these features, in the standard search bar in Business Central, a new advanced tab appears. And in this advanced tab, you can start typing for something that is want to search by semantic. So just to again show this in action, if I've turned on this feature in my environment here, and if I select search, you can see that now I don't have only the tell me, but I also have the advanced tab. So if I select something like customer payment in the standard search is searching for customer payments in the world, and or something that has customer payment in the additional search terms property. If I select customer payment here and I type customer payment in the advanced tab, this is a more advanced search based on AI, so based on semantic search. And this is the AI engine under that checks for this term, the meaning of this term, and then goes into my data, searching for every task on every page, every report I have that is related to customer payment. What's there under the hood of that? Something like calls like embeddings. So when you create a new environment, this new environment contains embeddings data of your of all the standard data inside the environment. And when you create a new company, periodically Microsoft creates embeddings for the data that you have in this environment. And this is how this semantic search relies on. So this relies on embeddings calculating on your data. It can happen, at least in the public preview, sometimes happened that if you upgrade a sandbox to the public preview, it takes time in order to, a bit of time in order to have this advanced search working. Simply because the engine under the hood need to recalculate the embeddings for your existing data. So it can happen that if you upgrade your sandbox environment to the public review and you immediately start activate the advanced search and start typing, you have no result. The result is that because it takes a bit of time on existing data to calculate embeddings under the hood. But then there's this feature that is quite nice, will be improved under the hood during the time, and it permits your user to perform much more performance searches on existing data. Another features on the application part that I want to mention is the in the manufacturing setup. Now Microsoft has added the capability to set the default consumption calculation. So when you need to calculate consumption in manufacturing, now you can go into the setup and then you can specify at the setup level the default consumption calculation based on the two possible values actually available in Business Center, so actual output or expected output. And this affects the consumption journals. So when you run the calculation consumption in the consumption journals, the procedure that calculates the consumption immediately reflect this value. So this value is reported from the setup, and this is the calculation that your company has specified at the setup level, and this is the calculation that is automatically proposed on the consumption calculation in journals. And these new fields is also considered when you calculate consumption line on production journal. So when you go into the production order and you calculate from a release production order the consumption, this is the method that is automatically proposed when you open that feature. Another nice feature that Microsoft added in the application area is the possibility to specify alternative posting groups for employees. This requirement comes from situation where there's the requirement to post payable and receivable transaction to different accounts than the one that is specified in the employee card, so in the employee posting group. So, for example, an employee goes outside, need to register travel expenses, and it needs to post this travel expense to a different account than what he has actually specified on the employee card. Until Business Central 26, this is not possible, but now you can allow users to change the default posting groups, employee posting groups, turning these features. In the human resources setup, there's this new flag called allow multiple posting groups. And if this is enabled, this specifies if multiple posting groups can be used in the same employee journal. So this means that when you go into the employee posting groups, employee journals, you can insert your expense registrations, and then you have this new button called alternative groups. If you select this button, you can specify in the posting group field, you can select one of the available posting groups. So it's not linked to the employee groups that you have in the card, but if alternative posting groups are available, this selection is available. If obviously in this batch now, if you try to change this field, the posting group field, without the previously explained flag active, it throws an error. So you cannot change the posting group if the flag alternative posting groups is enabled. And this is available at the employee setup, but also in the employee card. So in the employee card, you have the allow multiple posting group field also here, and this can be specifiable at the employee level. So for each one employee can select multiple posting groups and the other no. So that's the idea. In the application part, another area that will come in after November is related to the audit trail reports. The audit trail reports is one of the lots of requested features, especially in US, for creating reports that improve compliance. And they gives you detailed information about all your financial transactions inside the ERP. So it's a report coming from respecting international standards that will give you information about GL accounts transactions. We cannot say more about this report today because it will be a standard report with different auditors, and it will be more information about that will be released later in this wave. Another interesting features that will be available in the next probably weeks is the possibility to register multiple fixed asset cards when you post a purchase invoice. This is quite a requested features, and I know that many parsers has some customizations on that for solving this task. Now finally this comes into the standard product, so this feature will permit you to create a purchase invoice where the lines is fixed asset, And for example, I want to buy 100 of personal computers from a vendor. I can create a purchase invoice where the type of the line is fixed asset, quantity is 100, and then I can, when I post the invoice, Business Center is able to automatically generate the fixed asset cards for each of these personal computer I have acquired. So no needs to create these cards manually. And this is quite useful because it permits you to work fast and automatically having the fixed asset cards created accordingly to the invoice. Another feature that I want to mention, this is a feature totally invisible to the end user, but I prefer to mention in this application part, is that Microsoft is continuously improving the product in order to be more fast and to be less locking. And one of the features to in this with this target, so to be less locking, is related to posting sales and purchase. Today, when you post sales and purchase in the posting unit, there's an automatic ordering by type and number of the sales line, of the line, sales or purchase, it depends. And Microsoft introduced some times ago these features that we always recommended to enable immediately, but because it improves a lot the performances. And this feature is called enable multiple users to post item ledger entries and value entries at the same time. If you have this feature enabled, now in Business Central 27, Microsoft will, under the hood, when you post a sales or purchase invoice, it orders the lines according to type and number, not to type and line number like in the standards. Standard until today is ordering lines by type and line number, and then it posts. If you have this enabled, Microsoft will order the lines by type and number in order to avoid concurrency and locking of resources when two transactions or more transactions post at the same time. This is something that it works under the hood, but it's something that you need to be aware of, especially if you have some customization or I don't know what that relies on the order of the line posted. So because this is changing the order on where the lines are posted in a transaction. Always on the application part, there are a lot of improvement in the Shopify connector. If for someone of you uses the Shopify connector in these releases receives lots of updates. I don't want to mention every update because there are small updates, but that enrich the experience. But what is important here to mention is that Shopify, that is a third-party product, has a policy that they releases a new API version every 3 months, usually at the beginning of the quarter, and they support this API version for 1 year. This means that if you have integration with Shopify, you cannot rely on old version of Business Central because sometimes they broke the integration with Shopify. Shopify upgrades exactly like Business Central Online. So they have a policy to upgrade their platform. And if the Business Central platform and the Shopify platform does not match in terms of compatibility of the API supported, your integration can be broken. So the Shopify connector in version 26 relies on this version of the Shopify APIs. And these Shopify APIs are supported by Shopify policy until January 2026. So if you, what I want to mention here is that if you relies on Shopify and you want to continue to use Shopify after this period, it's absolutely recommended to upgrade to version 27 before January 2026. Otherwise, you have the risk to have a Shopify API version that is not compatible with your current Shopify connector in Business Central. So this is what I want to mention. All the small improvements added in the Shopify connector are available at this link if you want to go into more in-depth on these small improvements. But uh, in this section, what I want to mention, especially despite mentioning all the small improvements, is this aspect. So please remember that Shopify and Business Central needs to match in order to have the APIs of this connector compatible. Business Central 2025 also adds another important feature that I want to spend some time to mention because it can create problems. And this feature is the new subcontracting capabilities. So Business Central 2027, sorry, version 27, will add a new subcontracting modules. This new modules is a new worldwide modules that adds lots of features inside the products, like permits you to handle subcontractor transfer, logistic flows, a more flexible pricing policy, also possibility to handle finished goods receipt, item tracking, a more complex logistic flow. So a more advanced subcontracting features that is available in different localization, not only on certain localizations. But here is where the problems arise. So the subcontracting modules will come from acquisition. So it's not entirely made by Microsoft, but it comes from an acquisition. And the problem here is that some localizations has subcontracting today. So, for example, the one localization that has quite an advanced subcontracting model is the Italian localization. And what happens in this localization? For it is probably the most impacted on these changes. The existing subcontracting localization will be deprecated. And you will have an upgrade logic to migrate from the old subcontracting to the new subcontracting. So just remember that subcontracting in version 2027 will start be deprecated in favor of the new subcontracting module. This will obviously this will not on off. So version 2027 will not break immediately the subcontracting module, but you can decide when to start this transition via feature management. So this will be controlled by feature management. And the new subcontracting module is planned at the moment to be released on December 2025. So in December, the new subcontracting module will be available. You can test. You can test also if, especially in localization like the ET localization, where you have existing functionality that can be broken. You can test what happens in the upgrade and if everything works on your application. But just remember that my Italian friends will have some problems. Another new addition to the application part in Business Central 2027 is also this is coming from acquisition. Business Central version 27 will add a new quality management extension. This will be an external extension that you can not inside the base app, but is a dedicated extension called quality management that introduces lots of features related to quality checks in the process of receiving and producing goods. So you have quality checks when you post purchase receipts. You can post the receipts or make some items to forward some items to quality checks, register the quality results, quality certificates. Also, you can define quality test plans or put some products in something like quarantine if or in order to be freeze or prevent to be used in your flow if they are not passing some quality checks. So it's quite an advanced and very nice features that will be available as a separate app during the wave. Plans today are to release this feature in December. Important to mention is that this extension will be installed by default on the new environment that you create with the new version, so version 27 dot probably 2. On all the upgraded environments, this extension will not be installed by default, but you need to go into the app source and search for the quality management app from Microsoft, and then install for free this app into the tenant. The opt-out is honestly, in my opinion, a good decision. So the opt-in, sorry, is a good decision because there are lots of apps automatically installed by Microsoft as standard in the tenant, and having lots of these apps installed in the tenant affects performances. So it's just better to install what I want. There are lots of improvements also in the reporting and data analysis part. First of all, Microsoft is starting a long process of modernizing the reports inside the application. Modernizing means that mainly means that all the reports in Business Central should deprecate the RDL format in the next waves. And the RDL layout will be replaced with the or Word or Excel layout during these waves. Microsoft started the process some releases ago, and in this version 27 release, other reports like this are automatically now available in Word or Excel layout and no more with the RDL layout. This is the main modifications related to reporting. But in the reporting part, one of the interesting part that I want to mention here is that there was in this wave lots of improvements in the Power BI app. Microsoft in Business Center 2026, in Business Center 26, so next wave, the previous wave, they have added to the product a set of Power BI apps that you can directly install in the Business Center, your Power BI environment or in your Business Center environment. And that provide you with a large set of predefined dashboards working on Business Central data. In this release, Microsoft has improved some of these Power BI apps, especially the sales and the purchase app. In the sales app, what I want to mention that I personally retrieve extremely interesting is the new sales forecast page. That is this page that presents you how your sales are moving in the period and also the forecast. So the forecast is something that uses AI, uses predictions in order to predict how, according to how your sales are going until today, how the sales can move in a long period in order to be able to prevent actions, and also some KPIs related to your sales. There's also a new page for who works with projects. So a new page called Sales by Project that permits you to have a statistic of your sales for project. So you can select a project and then see this dashboard filtered by a project, or you can simply, like in this case, view your dashboard grouped by as total of your projects inside the ERP, and it gives you a lot of interesting details about your sales for projects. Then there are also lots of improvements in the purchase app, in the Power BI purchase app. And what I want to mention here is, first of all, the new vendor quality analysis page. Personally, I found it extremely interesting because it's an analysis that permits you to evaluate how your vendors are selling, are going in terms of quality management, in terms of timing in order to to send you the goods and so on. So you can you have charts that permits you to monitor the reliance of your vendors, monitor how your purchase by item category or are grouped. You can also monitor the discount amount over time and so on, and different data. Also in the purchase part, Microsoft has added the AI-based purchase forecast. So also here you can see the forecast on how your purchase will move according to the data that you have inserted into the ERP. And you have a set of KPIs that will permit you to easily monitor your purchases. Especially there's a dedicated new page called Key Purchase Influencers. And this page will show you a top of some KPIs that affects your purchase process, like the category of items, groups of that posting groups that influence your purchases, or quantity by purchaser, or a different type of items. Also, two new pages are available in this app. The new purchase quote overview. The new purchase quote overview page is a new page that gives you information about quotes. Information about quotes means that it's an analysis related to quotes. And this shows you how your quotes are moving in your data, and how your revenue is moving according to the quotes. And then there's the new purchase return overview page. And this page is related to purchase returns order. So this shows you how the returns order are going into the ERP, the impact of the purchase or the return order in your company, if you have what are the items that are more returned, and so on. So these are all predefined charts that you can start using in the product without doing nothing, and are a nice addition in order to enrich the reporting capability of the product. Then there's an area where probably the most investments in the last year in the Microsoft side are going, and this is the AI and Copilot capability area. Business Center 27 also adds or improves AI capability inside the products. This is a slow step, started from some releases ago. So don't imagine giant features, but it's a long steps in order to add AI into the standard products. The first thing that I want to mention is this release introduces improvements in the Copilot chat. The Copilot chat is the standard chat that appears when you click on the top right corner in the Copilot icon, in the top right corner of the product. Now you can, first of all, resize the Copilot pane. This means that you can drag this and resize or enlarge the Copilot pane. Previously, this was blocked. Now the Copilot chat supports 20 more languages. So you can directly write in one of the supported Business Central languages without relying on English. Also, it's better in order to understand sentences that contain multiple steps, multiple sentences, and also it's faster. So Microsoft is improving the performance of this chat. Obviously, this chat will be better if you use a lot. So Microsoft checks for the usage, check how the users are using the Copilot chat, and this helps on improving the performances of this area. Another part added to related to AI that is added to the product is the autofill contact details with Copilot. Now Copilot is able to search the web for informations about customer or vendors, and then autofills this information according to that. So this means that first of all, you need to enable the possibility to Copilot to access the internet. And this to enable that, you need to go into the Copilot and Agent capabilities page, and then you need to toggle this check. Enable Bing search permits to Copilot to go into internet and perform also research on internet. Otherwise, is locked on what he knows. Then you can create a customer, for example, and when you create a customer, you can go into one of the fields of this customer where Copilot appears here, and then you can click the Copilot icon, and then Copilot starts searching the web for details about the customer, checking, for example, the customer name, and then you can autofill the address, the country, the phone number, mobile number, emails, according to data that is crawling from the internet. So it's an help in order to fill data about your customer, or maybe to retrieve the latest data about a customer that you have. Another addition to Copilot features that are available in Business Central today is the possibility to create in-browser pivot analysis by using Copilots, and now to also add fields not from only the table where you have, but also from related table. So just to show this in practice, that it probably is much better. I can, for example, go into the items, for example. Here you know that when you go into Business Central, this is a list, and then you can move the list by clicking this button into the analysis mode, and then you can create a pivot. This is manually processed, but also you can rely on Copilot on that. So you can click on Analyze List, and when you click on Analyze List, Copilot is asking for you what you want to analyze, and then here you can type the type of analysis that you want to perform on this table, and Copilot will create for you the pivot. So, for example, here I can create show items by category, for example, and this creates a pivot showing items and category. But now in Business Central 27, I can also add something like and include the vendors, zip code, and city. So I want this analysis, items by category, but I also want in this analysis having the vendors of the items, zip code, and city. These are two information that are coming from, not from the item table, but are coming from one of the table related to the item, that is the vendor table. So if I generate, Copilot is starting creating the analysis for me, and at the end, I should have a pivot like this, where I have my item grouped by category, as you can see here. And also, if you check this pane, I have my two fields, like name and postcode, that are coming from the vendor table. So here I can also extract these fields. And these are fields that are not coming from the item table, but Copilot was able to retrieve these fields from one of the related table to the item. So this means that Copilot is able to navigate the relations and also extract data that are coming from table related to the main table that you want to analyze. And here I can put these fields into my analysis. I can see that these items are coming from these vendors and so on. So it permits you to retrieve fields that without all the table that you have connected to the main table. And this is, in my opinion, quite a nice feature. Business Central 27 also introduces the public preview of the agents, mainly two main agents. The sales order agent is the first. The sales order agent is an agent responsible to help the users to work on the sales process. The sales order agents in this release added a lot of features like possibility to process attachments to email, like PDFs or images that contains quotes. So a user can ask a quote also in PDFs, sending you a PDFs, and then this new release is able to extract information from this PDF file and generate the sales quotes, not only from the text of the email. Also supports multiple ship to address. So when a customer has multiple ship to address, the agent now can suggest the correct address to ship if the content of your email coming from your customers, for example, specify that please ship me this to this address. The sensor journey now also is able to work with the capable to promise. So when your customer is sending an email asking for item availability, the agent now can also respond with items that the company as maybe as not available today, but it can promise in a reasonable time frame. So it's able also to promise something. Uh, the the agent in this release also supports automatic email processes. This means that you can specify some customers that can be processed automatically. So for this customer, please don't ask me to process the emails, but do that without user confirmations. And it can also interact with the user. So human in the loop, you can interact with the agent and work better. Availability of the sales order agent in this release is available to these localizations. So UK, US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, Germany, Spain, Italy, and France. The other will come later. Other improvements are in the payable agent. The payable agent is the new agent, second agent introduced in Business Center that permits you to handle purchase invoice, create from the purchase invoice a purchase invoice in Business Central, and so on. So all the purchase part. Now this agent is the new version of this agent has a better invoice recognition process. Now is able to better recognize invoices coming from a vendor, especially from electronic documents. And then has also the capability to match open purchase order to incoming invoice coming from the vendors in order to automatically propose matching the orders and with the invoice and suggest the posting. So it's improved. This this agent automatically in this release is available to the following countries: UK, US, Australia, New Zealand, and then also Canada, Denmark, and Spain are added to this release. Other countries will follow, but at the moment it's available on these countries. Copilot is also added in this release to the sustainability journals for Windows sustainability in the company. In the journals now, Copilot can estimate the emissions and suggest you emission registrator according to your data. So it's also able to help you on handling sustainability. And another addition to Copilot here is probably more a mix of administration and development part. In the Copilot and Azure capability page, now Microsoft has added a new column called billing type. And this column is useful in order to know automatically what feature of Copilot is free, what feature of Copilot is Microsoft build, what feature of Copilot is customer build. So the user, the administrator can in every moment knows the billing related to these features. So indicates where the billing of this feature relies on. And this is controllable by an enum called the Copilot billing type that can have the following values as you can see in the slide. And you can, in your extension, if you create your custom Copilot extensions, now you can also specify the billing type. So if it's free, if it's custom build means build to partners. If it's Microsoft build, or something like that. We will talk about that if you will come in directions. I recommend to join my session about this topic because we'll go in depth into the different ways of proposing AI solutions to customers. Microsoft also in the latest release, in the last release of Business Central, previous release of Business Central added the possibility to summary a record with Copilot. So some page inside the Business Central ERP has a new summary box that gives you summary information of this entity with AI. This summary box was not controllable by the user, so it cannot be put them invisible or not, and cannot be added to customs pages. Now, in Business Central 27, Microsoft has have added the possibility to control this summary part by using a new keyword called default summary part. So if you want to hide the summary, Copilot generated summary in a standard page, you can simply create a page extension, and with this keyword you can modify the default summary part keyword and set it a divisible false. This will hide the summary, Copilot summary in the customer card, for example. But you can also add the summary to your own card pages. So like in this example, I can create a fact box area where I add a new system part called summary, and the type is default summary part, visible true, and this will add the summary, Copilot summary, to my custom page. And this is then it relies on standard AI features on your custom extensions. Business Center 27, I cannot say too much about that because it's a work in progress, but Business Center 27 will add the first preview of the new MCP server for Business Center. This means that the MCP stays for Model Context Protocol. It's a standard protocol for AI agents, for interaction with AI agents. So you can enable agents to interface directly with Business Central data by using this protocol, standard protocol. So every AI agent or every AI client that you can have, that can be GitHub Copilot, Claude, or many others, simply by using this MCP connector by Business Central. And in Copilot Studio, for example, this will be available as a tool. So when you create add a tool in Copilot Studio and select the Model Context Protocol, you will be able to surface Business Central as a source of data. And this will permit you to create agentic solution that automatically will discover data from Business Central, and we use data from Business Central. Nice addition that more details will be added and disclaimer in the near future. Then let's move to the last part, the development part. Lots of small and important additions also in the development area. The first is Business Central version 23 added a new property called allowing customizations. Then this property is a field property that permits you to specify if a field can be used in page customization. So if a field can be used from a user in order to when you customize a page in order to drag and drop on your page. If allowing customization was set to never, the field is not available in page customizations. In this version 27 release, Microsoft has changed this allowing customization property with 3 values. Never means that this field is not available as showing the inclined designer, so cannot be used as in pages, in customization of the page. Then as read-only means that the fields can be used in page customization, but only as a read-only field or as the read-write. So it can be useful in page customization, but as editable field. This is much more nice because when you customize a page, you can specify how this field can be handled. Always will be deprecated. So this, if you have extension that set these fields, remember that this will be deprecated in the Alien language version 16, so the language that supports Business Central 27. Then the second modification where I'm personally proud of, I say at the beginning of this presentation that I'm proud of, with two features. One of the first was the semantic search, and then is this feature, the truncate table, because it's something that I've personally fight from years, and finally is reality. The truncate features is a nice feature that relies on the truncate on sequence that permits you to delete large volumes of data from a table in a very quick way. So bypassing row by row deletions and bypassing triggers. So it's very useful if you have giant tables and you want to free these giant tables. One of the problems that you have today in SaaS. If today in SaaS, one of the many partners have is that if you forgot log tables or historic tables or something like that, and this table becomes extremely big, like tons of gigabytes, and then you, in order to free space, because in the SaaS space counts, if you want to free space, you have problems on deleting this table because it can take time. And many parts that relies on Microsoft support. Now you have this new procedure, rec.truncate, that permits you to truncate the table. And this method is also available to reset the auto increment values in order to maybe do something clean up or something like that. Obviously, the truncate is fast, absolutely useful for clean tables, but cannot be used everywhere. So limitations of the truncate table, current limitation at least, are that the truncate table only works for normal tables, not for temporary tables or system tables or something like that. This permits using truncate allows for less concurrency than delete all, because when you execute a truncate, the entire table will be locked until the truncate is committed. But if you need to delete gigabytes of table, it's the best way to do that at the moment, because delete all takes a lot of time, a lot of time than truncate. Truncate with filters should only be used when the majority of the table will be deleted with this filter. Otherwise, delete all is faster in this case. Truncate is not supported in temporary tables, system tables, table where type is different than normal, so only support on normal table. Is not supporting inside the try function. A try function is a function that permits you to try the error, catch the error. Inside this function truncate, you cannot execute a truncate. A truncate table cannot be executed in table where you have a security filter applied. Or when you have marked record or lots of flow fields or lots of or when you have the on after on before events subscribed, and also when you have media. So in this case, at the moment, is not supported truncate. It's only supported using delete all as standard. Another addition to the business to the developer area is the possibility to now in performance profiler directly to see also the SQL calls. And this is very nice because you can directly see not only see where performance impacts, but also you can see the SQL calls and see where the SQL calls occurs. So duration of the SQL calls and then the SQL calls. This is also available in Profiler. So this means that just to show you very, very quickly, I can, for example, go into my Business Central home here. I can activate a profiler. and maybe opening the profiler. I prefer to do, usually I prefer to do the performance profiler in a new session, and then I can start the profiling. So here is the profile is analyzing what I'm doing. Then I can do something in my application, like I open the customer card, and then I don't know, I go into the history, entry statistics, something like that. And then I close everything, and then I stop my profiler. And then the profiler is giving you all the details about what affects the performances of this process. So mainly is the base application. This is not new. But what is new is that if I go into the technical information part and I go into the call tree, I can now see, for example, I don't know, the customer card. I can see also it takes this time to open, but I can also see the SQL calls that are executed for opening the customer card or customer list in this case. And then I can see that probably the most used time is this. So this select, detailed customer ledger entry, that is a flow field visible in the customer card, in customer list. This is the query executed. So in this way, it's very useful in order to analyze performance impact, or if your extension affects performance feature, or if you have missing indices or something like that in a process directly in browser or in Visual Studio Code. Another small addition, but sometimes source of problem is when you are developing extension and you publish up in your sandbox. If you have start publishing, until today it's not possible to cancel, build, and publish from Visual Studio Code. Now, when you do that, Visual Studio Code shows you a cancel button, and then you can click the cancel button and stop the building and publishing before publishing an extension, maybe because you have just discovered that, oh no, oh my God, I need to stop. So it's a nice addition. Business Center 27 also adds a new type of a new property for fields called masked type. This mask type is an enum that can be have two values: none, default. This means that the value of this field is visible. Second property is concealed. Concealed means that the field content is not visible in the UI, but default. So it's rendered as a secret field, so marked. But the field can be revealed only through a user actions. So clicking an eye. So this means that if I have a sensitive field, like for example, a bank account number in a particular card, and I don't want that the user, when it opens the card, shows the bank account number, I can declare the field as mask type concealed. This means that when the user opens the card, the field is displayed as is, so masked, but the user can also click this icon, the eye, in order to show the value of the field. This new mask type is only supported on code, text, and decimal fields and integers at the moment, on document and card pages. Personally asked to support also on other type of fields like dates, for example. In the future, it will also be, at the moment, it's only available the property and the possibility to display the field as is and show the value. But probably for the launch of the Business Center 27 or 27.1, it's also be available the possibility to control who can check the eye, so who can show the field, and also to log who has discovered the fields. Another nice addition is related to the page scripting tool. The page scripting tool is, I will probably better just go into the application for showing that. The page scripting tool is a nice tool that, let me jump here. I don't know, I go to the items and I can, let me close something. and move the page as standard. Okay. The page scripting tool is a nice tool where I can open to record something. And this can be useful for user acceptance testing or many other tasks. When I record here, the page scripting tool, I can start the recording is started, and then I can select an item. For example, I can go into an item and I can show the, I don't know, the item variants. For example, opening the item variants, I can close the item variants. I can go into the identifiers. Every action is logged, and I can close the action, I can close the item cards, I can stop this. And every action is logged, so if I go back to my first line, I can restart the agent, execute exactly all the operations that I've done immediately. This is coming from previously release. But the news today is that now you can also rearrange this item. So I can, for example, move, I don't know, uh, for example, I can drag this before all the identifiers part before uh, my item. So can drag this, page was shown, focus on code, close the page identifier. So I can rearrange the actions as I want, and then I can re-execute the steps. And these steps now are re-executed in a different way because I've rearranged the actions. So, and this is quite a nice feature in order to reorganize the script directly from the user interface. You can also delete a step from the script. Steps can be deleted from here, and you can also handle parameters. So parameters are parameters that you can have dynamically used into the scripts. You can add parameters directly in the UI by going to the properties of the script and add the parameter values. And you can also include other scripts in your page scripting. So you can previously you need to edit a YAML file to do that if you want to include a second script into your main scripts. Now you can include directly from the page scriptings. Another addition into the development part is related to the data transfer data type. The data transfer data type is a nice data type that permits you to transfer large amount of data in upgrade code units. The data transfer previously only worked with standard fields, and if you move data from one table to another, it will not move audit fields. Audit field means system ID, system modifier that, and something like that. To move the support to move audit fields was only available on-prem. Now this is available, so data transfer update audit fields is available also online. This means that you can do something like this. So declare, for example, in an upgrade process, if I want to transfer data because I changed my extension or something like that, and I want to transfer data from a table, like the sales invoice line, I can use these objects, move the table from this field to this field and something like that, and also use this command. So update your name of your data transfer dot update all the fields true or false, and this means that if you have true, also system ID, system modify that, and so on are moved to the new table or new field. If it false, system audit fields are not moved. The default is true. So audit fields are updated. This honestly ends all the news that are at the moment available in Business Central 27. I repeat, at the moment, simply because there are other things under the hood that can be revealed in the next months. So something will be revealed for sure in directions, and something probably in months after directions. So this is because I said at the beginning of this webcast that is a work in progress. So expect more news, but the main part are I think that are explained in this explanation. So this ends my part. I will check if there are questions in the chat. Let me check. I don't see any particular questions. Can you confirm, Thomas, or maybe
Yes.
I'm not available to see questions? I don't see any.
Yes. Currently, we don't have any
Okay.
questions.
I don't.
I can see. So just let's wait for a minute or two.
Yeah.
But yeah, in any way, I'll just remind for all of the attendees that within the end of I mean, after the session, within a matter of day or two, you will get the recording. Uh, at the same time, if you will have any questions related to the sessions, you could share also with us while contacting sales@simplanova.com, or if you have any inquiries regarding the very beginning of the session where we've discussed the possibility to do the migrations, sharing the tools for that, or helping with the consultancies, also just contact sales@simplanova.com or leave an inquiry on our website. And I
Exactly.
see that there might be a question. Can you check?
I don't see nothing. So, okay. Thank you, Jim. I can see. Thank you for this very informative session. So thank you for you. Uh, I can wait some minutes again if you have something to ask. Otherwise, no problem. You can also feel free to reach me on my channels or reach Simplanova directly, and they can forward eventually the session. Uh, MCP server tool shall we call co-unit functions if we publish a web service? The MCP server tool will be a MCP connector that will permit you to directly interact with Business Central data from agents or from MCP compliant tools. So this means will be a bridge for AI agents to read Business Central tables, discover Business Central tables, something like that. You don't need to publish code units or something like that. You will have more details will be disclaimer later, so I cannot say too much now. Sorry for that. But the idea is that you will have a server tool, and then you will have an extension in Business Central supporting that will permit you to publish your APIs, and this available having this API available immediately available in as MCP tools. So you don't have to be don't worry about the engine under the hood. Simply you can publish APIs, and this API will be discoverable by the MCP server. So your agents in Copilot Studio or in many other agents like Claude or something like that will be available and reachable. When you said will be available subcontracting feature will be available starting from December. This is the plan. Not immediately today. The plan is from December. And the idea is that subcontracting will be a separated app that add more features than the current subcontracting today in Business Central. And as said before, can be breaker for some localization, especially Italy. So I'm particularly impacted by that. And we will have a code unit for upgrades, but obviously, if you have customization that relies on subcontracting or something like that, this is something that will be changed. Obviously, as said during the webcast, it will be released in December. This is the plan, but this not means that in December subcontracting will be this. So this will be a feature that you can opt in or opt out. So you will have more time to change your subcontracting process. Thanks to you, to every one of you for attending. If you have other questions, I can wait. Otherwise,
I
see.
assume maybe already in this case, let's wait for the questions within the online form, if there will be any, because it's been already a couple of minutes since we have not received any questions. Anyway, it's really nice to see that so many people have joined the session, which showed that this content is really useful for the community. So thank you, Stefano, very much for sharing the knowledge with us and attending the session.
Thanks to every one of you. Hoping to see many of you in the next live events
Yeah,
around,
the direction will be
especially
soon. So
directions. And have a nice day and end of the week.
thank you for joining,
Thanks,
everyone.